Oh yeah, are you ready now? It's Bash on the beat.
Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. So guys, if you can tell from the last video, that last video that I posted, I actually recorded way back in January and just kept putting off posting it. So I finally got to post it last week. So, you know, I wanted to come at you guys and give you a more updated update than that video because a lot has happened since then. Yeah, so let's get into it. So, since that last video, we have had quizzes, we have had papers, we have had exams, we've had clinicals, we've just had, okay? We had a lot, okay? Yeah, so let's see, I'll go in order for my nursing research class. We've been working on an evidence table in our group, and it's just been so annoying getting articles that my professor approves of. So like every week we like try to send her articles and she either approves it or she doesn't. So that's all we've been working with so far in that class. Honestly, that class is so like, I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Like, it's just not my favorite, and you know, it's just tedious, like getting the articles and stuff. She graded my one discussion board that I did way back when. She gave me an 86, and I'm like, yo. And that was the one with the, what you call it? The Tuskegee video that I had to watch, like the movie, Mrs. Something's Boys. Mrs. Evers' Boys, there you go. Yeah, she gave me an 86, and she was just like, oh, you know, this is nicely written, blah, blah, blah. But, you know, it doesn't describe the ethical issues that she went through. And I'm like, yo, I put that in my paper, but she's a tough grader, so she wasn't trying to hear none of that. So I was like, fine, I'll get an 86. So now I'm just like, you know what? She's she's like one of those professors who just like refuses to give A's, which is like whatever, you know. But yeah, so that's how nursing research is going. Quality and safety. That class has been going well so far. We had to write a paper for that class, the Lewis Blackman story. In my last video, I was telling you guys that I didn't know who Lewis Blackman was. Well, he was a 14-year-old boy who was in the hospital, and basically he was going through like sepsis or something like that, and his mom was trying to tell the doctors and the nurses. No one was trying to hear that. The mom was like, no, there's something wrong with my son. The doctor didn't want to hear that. The nurses wouldn't help. The nurses wouldn't help the mom get to a doctor, and he ended up dying. And so, like, you know, the story was told by the mom, and she was just saying, like, how nurses need to improve on, you know, being patient advocates and actually listening to parents and stuff. And that happened way back, I think in, like, 2000 or something like that. So, it could be why this whole patient-centered care thing has been, like, on the rise. Because I remember back when I did my internship for my first degree, person-centered care and patient-centered care and family-centered care, that was like a new on-the-rise type of idea. So I'm wondering if she had something to do with that. But yeah, so quality and safety, that's how that has been going. So I got a 95 on that paper. Knowing that professor from like contemporary issues in nursing from the summer, she never gives 100. So the highest she gives is a 95. So in my mind, I'm like, okay, I'm in her good book right now. I got a 95 on the paper. I'm good. Other than that, in the class, we usually just read articles every single week and discuss. That's basically how the class has been going, like reading articles and discussing. And we have a big group project at the end that we have to do a paper for and then do a PowerPoint presentation for on like a nursing safety issue. A nursing safety issue resolution. There you go. So my group chose barcode scanning. So yeah, that's what we've been working on. But realistically, we've all been like putting it to the side just because that's not due until April, and there's so much things due right now and in March that we're just like, you know what, guys, we got this. Like, you know, we could put it off. So we haven't really been working on that. More so it's just like every week we have the discussions and stuff like that. Right now for that class, we're supposed to read a book and then do a book reflection, and list 3 issues listed in the book. I didn't even start reading that book, and let me tell you guys, right now it's Monday, and that book reflection is due on Friday, so I'm gonna read it, I'm gonna get to it. The book isn't that big, so that's why I'm kind of like, no big deal. I could work it out in 4 days, but, I really should get started on it. So that's what's going on with that right now. Let's see, for pediatrics, that class. So we did our pediatric med calculation quiz. I got 100. We did our discussion board posts. One had to be on a toy that deals with like the developmental tasks of like whatever age group she puts you in. So I got toddlers. And then we also had to do a book, a bibliotherapy book that would help resolve an issue that children in that developmental stage go through. So I had toddlers, so the toy I chose was blocks, obviously, because that helps developmentally, and I did my discussion board on that. And then for the bibliotherapy, I picked a book called Prince of the Potty, and it, helps toddlers with potty training and stuff like that. So I got 100 on both. Really happy about that. And then every week in pediatrics, we have a quiz. It's an open resource quiz. I think I was talking a little bit about it in my last video, but I hadn't taken the first quiz yet. And y'all, like, she gives us like 6 articles, a case study, and these articles aren't just like 1 or 2 page articles. Some are like 10 each, so it's like a lot of reading just for her to pick 5 questions. Each quiz is 5 questions, so it's 20 points each. And so mostly I've been averaging 80s, which means I've been getting like 4 out of 5 of the questions on the quiz. Once I got 100, but other than that, like, that's it. But they don't count for as much. And then we had our first pediatrics exam a couple weeks ago, and that one I got a 90, but she changed one question, so I got a 92. So overall in pediatrics, I'm doing really well. I believe I have an A average. She messed with like the averaging, like the grade book, so I really don't know what my average is. It could be like a 89 or maybe like a 90, but it's around that range of like either a high B or A in regards to Pediatrics Clinicals. So first 3 weeks of pediatrics, we had virtual clinicals using iHuman. I showed you guys in that last one. And so basically, like, that's how that went for the first 3 weeks, like different cases of peds, having pre-conference, doing the case, post-conference, that was it. So yesterday, which was Sunday, we actually had our first in-person peds clinical. And I was nervous, I'm not gonna lie, because I was just like, Lord, because I remember from LPN school, peds clinical, I was just like, nope, I can't do this. I don't like seeing sick babies, none of that. But actually, it wasn't that bad. So we had a different type of professor, and she just had us shadowing a nurse. So there's 8 of us. No, there's 7 of us total. So she had 3 of us on the regular like peds floor, other 3 in the PICU, which is the Pediatrics Intensive Care Unit, and then 1 person in the emergency department. And so I was on the floor, and so I didn't see anything too exciting, but I loved the nurse that I shadowed. She was so nice, so cool. And yeah, so I enjoyed the day yesterday. I was just really tired because I woke up at like 5:45, and I'm not a morning person, so I was like zoning out most of the day, but overall it was cool. So we have 2 more clinicals, one this week Sunday and another one next week Sunday, and then we'll be done with peds. Also, we have, what is it? Next week, we have our second peds exam, which I believe is our final peds exam. And then we'll be done with peds. So went by really fast. They did have to switch up how it flowed a little with clinicals just because of what happened with the one professor who's supposed to be my original professor breaking her leg, and then instead of both peds groups doing 6 clinicals each, we had to divide it into 3 online, 3 in person. So originally we were supposed to do like a care plan for peds and based on one of the patients that we had and then present it, but they scrapped all that once like all that happened, which I am actually thankful for, because not a big fan. Like when my school does care plans, it's not just a simple care plan. It's like a whole, you have to do a chart and and you got to do this and that, like, you know. So I was thankful for that. And I'm excited to start maternity. People, the other half of our cohort that's in maternity right now, they said it's not like any much easier than peds, but I don't know, peds was just, it's not my favorite. And then lastly, med surg. Med surg, guys, med surg. So our professor, she's big into getting people to come into class. So some have been going to class. I've been staying online. We took our first exam. We supposed to have it 2 weeks ago, in person, but then the snowstorm happened. So she was like, okay, let's switch it to like, you know, the following week, which was last week. And then it was a snowstorm again. So she made it online. Guys, I got a 69. I got a 69. I'm gonna keep it real. I failed. But there's 4 total exams in med surg, so I'm not too worried. And then we have like a brochure that's like 20% of our grade as well, which is like the same as an exam percentage weight. So I'm not too worried about that, but it was just hard. It was hard. And I read each and every chapter, like I studied, and it was just hard. And a lot of my classmates felt the same way too. And she was just like, oh yeah, guys, you know, usually this first exam is the hardest one. It only gets easier from here. And I'm like, yo, you done crushed our dreams. Like, I'm not happy. Yeah, but, and our second exam is next week. So I'm just like, bruh, like, so we have peds exam on Wednesday, and then med surg exam on Thursday next week. So I'm just like, bruh. A little nervous, but you know, God got me. I'm gonna study. We got this. Okay. As far as med surg clinical, so if you recall from my last video, I said that we missed the first 2 weeks. So we did the virtual iHuman for the first 2 weeks, and then 2 weeks ago was actually our first in-person clinical there, and it was cool. We're on an oncology floor, so it's all cancer patients. It's just pretty boring, like, and I don't know, I guess I got to get the vibe of the professor. She's cool, but different from our fundamentals clinical instructor. So the last week when the snowstorm happened, I was so happy and so grateful that they canceled clinical and gave us iHuman. I was like, thank God, because I don't want to be there. Okay. So yeah, so that's what's been going on with med-surg clinical so far. Yeah, so this week I don't see any possible weather stuff that should be happening that will, you know, not make us go. So most likely we will be going. But yeah, and also our adult health one professor, she said that she wants us to give out vaccines for the Department of Health. So it's something that we have to sign up for, and that takes, like, it would be on Mondays, which is like today where we don't have any class. And if we do it on the Monday, we won't have to go to clinicals on Friday. So I'm definitely signing up for that, because I would rather give vaccines than go to clinical. That's how deep it is. Yes, I would rather give some vaccines. COVID vaccines, if I didn't clarify. Yeah, then do clinicals on a Friday and just have my free Friday. So yeah, that is what's been going on so far. I think that's it with my updates. No word yet on what's going on with psych. If you guys recall from last semester, my group still didn't do 2 psych clinicals, and right now we have F sitting on our psych grade until we complete that. No word about it yet, so I don't know what's going on. So yeah, there's still that F sitting on my psych grade until we complete the clinicals. Yeah, but we're just pushing through, trying to get through. This is not my favorite semester, guys. I'm keeping it real. Like, this is not my favorite semester, and I can't wait until it's over. We should be over in May, and then we only have one weekend, like, I think Actually, it's like 3 or 4 days in between the end of this semester and the beginning of summer semester. So, yeah, I'm just over it. I'm tired. I'm over being in this school. And just being in nursing school, guys. Like, I'm keeping it real with y'all. Like, I'm so happy that I decided to do this accelerated BSN program instead of like the LPN to like RN Associates program. Just because I'm just like, at this point, I'm like, I can't do nursing school over again. Like, I'm done. I'm tired with nursing school. I don't want to do it again. So, like, I was just thinking, like, man, if I had done the LPN to RN Associates program, I'd been like, man, still gotta get that BSN. Still gotta go to nursing school again. But right now, I'm just like, whoo, this is it. Like, for my master's, right now, I don't think I'm doing NP stuff. I'm thinking of getting a non-nursing master's, which a lot of my professors have actually done. And just like, you know, doing that, because nursing school wise, I think this is it for nursing school for me. Like, after I'm done with this BSN, my master's is not going to be in nursing. And if it is, it's not going to be any like clinical nursing type stuff. So just letting y'all know what's been on my mind, because I'm tired of nursing school. I just want it to be over. I want the summer to come. For those who don't know, because sometimes people ask, when are you done? It's supposed to be done in August, God willing, if they don't push off our clinicals and all this stuff. We should be done in August. In the summer, done. Have my BSN. Gooch. Okay? As in Gucci. But yeah, so that is my update. I will come at you guys. I'll try not to take so long in between updates. I'm doing this video now just because I know this week is about to be hectic. The following week will probably be hectic with the 2 exams. So I'm just giving you guys a recap of what's happening now and what's happening like next week. Just so you know, if you don't see me, your girl is busy. But yeah, guys, if you like this video, please give it a like, comment, and subscribe. And I will catch you guys in the next one.